You know, we all have ideas, little sparks of brilliance, but have you ever wondered what makes one idea totally change the world while another just fizzles out? Well, today we're diving into the engine behind all of that innovation, the entrepreneurial mindset. We're going to break down the actual blueprint for turning that spark of an idea into a successful real-world venture.
So, what is it? What's that secret ingredient? Is it just dumb luck? Perfect timing? Maybe a ton of cash? I mean, sure, those things definitely help, but the real difference maker isn't just the what, the idea itself. It's the who. And even more than that, it's all about the unique way that person thinks.
And yeah, that way of thinking has a name, the entrepreneurial mindset. And look, this is so much more than just wanting to be your own boss. It's a deep, fundamental shift in how you see the world. It's about training your brain to see opportunity where everyone else sees chaos, to look at a challenge and see fuel for growth, and to just have the sheer grit to keep going when everything is stacked against you.
Okay, so here's our game plan for today. We're going to start with the 4 pillars of belief. That's the foundation. Then we'll get super practical with something called the 3F growth framework and a daily action toolkit. And finally, we'll tie it all together so you can start building this mindset for yourself right away.
You know, any strong building needs a rock-solid foundation. And for the entrepreneurial mindset, that foundation is built on 4 core beliefs. Think of them as pillars. These are the attitudes that support every single move an entrepreneur makes. So, pillar number 1, a proactive attitude. This is basically the death of "I'll do it someday." It's about taking initiative right now. It's about actively hunting for solutions instead of just complaining about problems. It's having that internal drive to create opportunities, not just sit around and wait for them to knock on your door.
Pillar 2 is all about unwavering belief. This is that deep, almost crazy confidence in your vision, especially when no one else can see it yet. That conviction, that belief, it's contagious. It's what gets investors to write a check, and it's what convinces brilliant people to quit their safe jobs and come join you on your mission.
Third, you've got to have ambitious dreams. And no, this isn't just daydreaming. This is about setting goals that seem just a little bit out of reach, the kind of that push you way outside your comfort zone. And visualizing that success, really feeling what it's like to be there. That's not just some motivational trick. It's the fuel that's going to get you through the really tough days.
And the final pillar, which might just be the most important one, is resilient adaptability. Because let's be real, plans will fall apart. The market will change. Products will fail. This is all about having the flexibility to pivot on a dime and the toughness to get knocked down, get back up, and not just be standing, but be stronger and smarter than you were before.
Okay, so we've got our pillars for the foundation. Now, how do we actually start building? Well, we use a really simple but powerful tool for that, the 3F growth framework. It really boils down the whole entrepreneurial process to 3 key actions: focus, fund, and failure.
Let's just walk through how this cycle works. It all starts with a laser focus on one specific goal, and that means cutting out all the noise. Next, you fund it. You get the resources you need and you allocate them smartly. And then comes the part that scares everybody: failure. But see, in this framework, failure is never the end. It's just critical data that feeds right back into your focus, making your next attempt that much smarter. It's a loop.
And this, right here, is the crucial mindset shift. Look at this. On the left, you see how most people view failure. It's a brick wall, a dead end. But the entrepreneur, they see it as a stepping stone. It's not a defeat, it's a data point. It's not a reason to stop, it's a reason to iterate, to try again, but better. Genuinely, this single shift in perspective is a total game changer.
Okay, so a mindset is great and a framework is great, but what does this actually look like on a Tuesday morning when your inbox is completely out of control? That's where the Daily Action Toolkit comes in. These are the practical, real-world methods you can use to execute day in and day out.
And there's a great little acronym for it, the AD+S method. First, A for active. You're always out there, networking, seizing opportunities, getting feedback. Next, D for distraction. You have to protect your focus with strict routines and tools. Then the second D is for defense, proactively figuring out what could go wrong and making a plan for it. And finally, S for system. Automate everything you possibly can so you're free to work on the stuff that really matters.
But that brings up a really common problem. When you're being active and building all these systems, you end up with a mountain of tasks. So with everything flying at you at once, how in the world do you decide what to work on right now? What's actually important?
And this is the solution.
It's absolutely brilliant, the Eisenhower Decision Matrix. It's a super simple 4-quadrant box that helps you categorize every single task. If something is both urgent and important, you do it immediately. If it's important but it's not urgent, you schedule it for later. If it's urgent but actually not important, you delegate it to someone else. And if it's neither urgent nor important, you just delete it. Get it off your plate. This is how you reclaim your focus.
All right, let's pull all these pieces together now. We've talked about the pillars, we've got the framework, and we have the daily tools. Now, let's combine them into a single blueprint you can start using to build your mindset today.
So here are the key takeaways, your blueprint. First, you have to actively cultivate those core traits: adaptability, resilience, and initiative. Then you build your entire mindset on top of those 4 pillars we covered: attitude, belief, dreams, and adaptability. To guide your growth, you use the 3F framework: focus, fund, and failure. And to manage your day-to-day, you prioritize tasks with the Eisenhower Matrix. And through it all, you have to remember that a positive attitude is absolutely essential for any of this to work.
And if there's just one thought I can leave you with today, it's this one right here. The entrepreneurial mindset is not just about having ideas. It's about having the drive and resilience to bring those ideas to life. You see, the idea is just the spark, but the mindset is the engine that turns that tiny spark into a roaring fire. So, I'll leave you with a question. After everything we've gone through, what is the one single step you are going to take today to start building this mindset? Not tomorrow, not next week. What is your first step?